Greetings, Mech Warriors! My name is TTV, and this is German Mechgineering. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're playing the Hatamoto-Chi Shugo. You know what, guys? You know how the saying goes, if life gives you lemons, let's go make some lemonade. Well, this mech is a huge lemon. So let's try and see what kind of lemonade we can make out of this thing and see what we can make happen here. But as you can see, just from the get-go, the missile pod is a little bit off to the side of the mech, not a problem, however. But as you can see, I'm also running two ballistics weapons on this mech, and they are mounted at waist height and very far apart. Actually, the furthest possible apart in the whole mech, which is going to be a problem, of course. You guys know my content, you know that I consider this a huge design fail, and it is painful to play, both for yourself as for your teammates, because you will inadvertently hit them left and right. There is no way around it. Okay, so much for that. Let's go and talk about the build real quick. I'm going to be using a mixed build, UAC-10s and MRM-30. I would love to go MRM-40 here, but the problem is really, if I want to go 40, I would have to drop the engine to a 250, we lose a lot of speed. It's not really worth it. We have nice quirks on this thing. 10% ballistic cooldown, 5% heat, and 10% ballistic range. And we got some nice armor quirks on the CT as well as everywhere, basically. So this thing for an 80-tonner, actually fairly tanky. But as I said, guys, it does need those quirks because otherwise it would be complete garbage. I'm trying to use the UAC-10s here to make the most use out of the ballistic cooldown quirk, and you do feel it, actually, you do feel it. It would be even better if you could house UAC-20s. At this point, I wouldn't complain anymore about the arm placement, but so far, so good. So we have an alpha strike power of 50 plus double tap from double UAC-10s, so 70 alpha strike, 55 kph speed. So we're all good, and our weapons have good range. I mean, the optimal range for our current weapon setup is about 550 meters. So that is perfect to be able to engage everything mid to slightly longish range. But we can also do some good brawling here. And since we have the UAC-10s in the arms, if we have enough space, we can actually do some nice pinpoint firing. Alright guys, let's talk about the skill tree. In terms of firepower, we're running enhanced rack UAC 1 and 2, we're running magazine capacity 1 and 2, we're running lots of heat gen, we're running high explosive 1 and 2, missile spread 1, and missile rack 2. And as I said, all the heat gen nodes that we can take. We take the left side of the survival tree for maximum armor, and then we go into the operations tree. We take cool run 1, 2, and 3, as well as heat containment 2, 3, and 1. So we basically have about half of the operations tree, and we really need that because those UAC-10s will ramp up quite amount of heat combined with the MRM-30 over time. Then we go into sensors. We take 4 nodes of radar derp because we can't really afford to take 5 here. It's just the way it is. And then we go into the auxiliary tree and we take double cool shot with cool shot cooldown and an artillery strike or UAV, and that is going to be the build for today, guys. As I said, maybe we're gonna have an easier time with just a pure missile build. This thing has 4 hardpoints for missiles in the side torsos in total, so that's interesting. But then we're giving up all those juicy quirks for ballistics, so I want to see what we can do with this build, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll try something different. So let's take this thing to a dropship and let's see how it performs. I'll see you there. Alright guys, here we are on our first map. It is going to be River City, and we are pushing slowly towards the waterfront side here in Gulf 6. The enemy team has built a firing line in Gulf 7 and Fox 7. Some guys are pushing towards the left-hand flank here, so we're gonna go ahead and look towards the right to try and see if we can find some targets here and engage him. For example, that Highlander, I know he's coming, and here we go, daka and back into cover. We took about 3% damage here, but we did a good full salvo onto the Highlander, and if he shows himself again, we will repay him in kind once more. But for now, let's just keep pushing a little bit here and engage the next target here, enemy supernova up front. And that's a boiler with WAC-20s. Okay, that's potentially painful, but you know what, guys, we still have our teammates around here and they look to be pushing, so that's a good sign. So let's try and see what we can do here. We still have our artillery strike to put down if we need to. And I put it down behind me on the left-hand flank to make sure that the enemy team is not pushing in behind me. And that allows me to go ahead and now join my teammates to go onto the enemy Supernova and all his buddies. Problem being that the Zeus is dancing around in front of me a little bit, and I'm a wide boy. It's really hard to shoot the targets up front and not hit my teammate. As you can see from my double salvos, they are coming fairly wide apart from my arms, so it is a huge challenge, guys, not to hit my teammates here, especially in a tight quarters area like this. See, right now I couldn't shoot my double ducker because my king crab buddy was standing next to me. Okay, telling the team now to go ahead and turn around. Hopefully caps lock will help here, and we will go ahead and engage the enemy targets over there, because potato would be a mistake right here. Instead we turn and then we go into the enemy model. Whoa, he actually shows me his ass, and red CT equals a dead CT. Now we can go onto the enemy Hellbringer and keep the fire going, popping the cool shot here as well. As you can see, I hit the king crab once again with my left arm because he chose to go past me and didn't give me wide enough berth, but that's okay. He's going ham right now. I'm gonna go ahead and try and assist him as best as we can. Of course, dealing with jams ourselves here, but let's try and see. Maybe we can at least get the Raven, huh? Can TTB at least kill a Raven? No, TTB cannot kill a Raven. That is sad, but TTB can overheat, apparently. Let's try and see if we can find at least one target that we can kill here. Nope, the Hellbringer doesn't want to get killed by me. Cicada chases him behind me, but we should have a good time here, shooting him with our MRMs and with our UAC-10s through the back. Beautiful. I'm cooking myself here. Remember what I said, guys, about this mech running hot after a while? Oop, gun teammates crossing line of fire. Let's try and go onto the Mistlinks and dismantle him bit by bit. We just got one of his arms and keep the fire going, and the teammates seal the deal. Wow, this mech runs hot. And as I promised, guys, it is a wide boy. It's really hard, especially in a close confinement, to make sure that you actually hit the targets. 1 killing blow, 9 assists, 3 KMDs, 721 damage done, 45 team damage, unfortunately, and 4 components taken out. So not as bad as I thought it would be, but definitely not easy to play. And guys, if you enjoyed this content, if you want to see more obscure mechs, let me know in the comments down below, and do check out my Patreon page and try and think about supporting me. So we're jumping into the next map, and it is going to be the Mining Collective, and we are going to do some mining of our own, preferably with Ultra AC-10s into enemy cores. Deep core mining, I like to call it. So my teammates have already pushed up top here. We have firm control of the central area, so that's a really good thing. But since I spawned way over in the what is that, Charlie 3-ish area, I had to make my way over here. I didn't want to go into Delta 4 because I knew that I would be awaiting death here and pushing right into the whole enemy team, so I didn't do it. Instead, I went the long way, and that was the correct choice. Now the enemy team is leading with 2 kills right now, so we have to be a little bit careful here. Let's go towards the right-hand side and try to effect some damage over there. We've got enemy Fafnir down below. Let's try and make use of our weapons here. Nope, never mind. There we go. Another target coming up. Shoot it in the face. We dodge around a little bit, and now we go in onto the King Crab once more. Watch his hit points. Going CT, Daka Daka. And we are now at orange, and once more double ducker plus the missiles, and he is CT core orange. One more salvo and he should be dead, but we're going to go ahead and we keep our position, guys. We can also shoot the dervish down below a little bit. That's actually where the arms are coming in handy, believe it or not. They may be a hindrance sometimes, but this time they're actually not too bad. Missiles incoming, so let's fall back a little bit here. But there's really nowhere for me to fall back to. I'm a little bit scared about enemy potentially in my back. So let's go ahead and push forward and rejoin our teammates. There's still, I think, a Mad Dog around here with some LRMs. Yep, and there come the Lurms. But against a pretty fresh mech, this is not going to do much. Instead, I'm just going to go ahead and engage him straight up. Yep, let him feel the pain. But I'm also looking around here and I'm like, where are all the enemies? Okay. Apparently the enemies have decided that they don't want to live anymore, so that's a good thing. That means that I can go ahead and push in onto the Lurm boat and make him have a close encounter of the TTB kind. At least that's my plan for now. So let's go ahead and try and find him. There he is. Ooh, scary medium lasers. Yeah, guys. Remember what you always tell me about all those backup weapons? 4 heavy medium lasers. They're a great backup weapon. They're really killing me. Can you see how much I'm getting killed here? Or my teammate, can you see how much is getting killed here? If you're gonna boat hard, choose a role for your mech and then fulfill it 100% and perfectly. And if that role is learn boat, be a learn boat. Don't be a weird thing that is like a Swiss Army knife, because it most of the times never works. Trust me. I've been killing these guys for 5 years now. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look at the scoreboard. 0 kills, 4 assists, 3 kill most damage dealt, however, 672 damage done and 2 components taken out. So you know what? Not too shabby. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.